The fuck you are. Like, I have chickens. I know what this is like. And no one's doing that.
Well, that's actually insane. But good for them.
That is not realistic.
People aren't fucking doing that.
Yeah.
Unless they have a ton of money. Welcome back to another episode of Sessions for the Soul.
Yeah, welcome back. How was your weekend?
Oh my gosh. Honestly, I did absolutely nothing.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Oh, well, that's not entirely true. It was the Clam Festival this weekend.
Oh, yes.
Town was like crazy. I know.
The Clam Festival.
Yo, guys, it was the Clam Festival. My mom and I took the grandbabies and my nephews and niece, and we did like a cute little day.
Yeah.
No, it was like an hour or two. And then on Sunday, oh my God, I went to Costco and I have a lot of thoughts.
Costco on a weekend, especially a Sunday for some reason, is an actual nightmare. Weekdays in the evening is like the time to be there. It's almost peaceful.
No, honestly, and next time, yeah, because this was the worst experience of up there in my life.
Yeah.
I just, after the fact, I was thinking, I actually hate this place. And furthermore, I was just like, what? Why are there so many people out? What, don't you guys have things to do that isn't Costco? And it's just very overstimulating. There's a lot going on.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, honestly, I did really well through the whole experience. But after the fact, I was like, well, now I can't do anything else today.
Yeah.
I was spent.
Yes. No, I totally understand that. Costco, I feel like I'm at Costco a few times a week, to be honest, which is crazy.
That is crazy.
I need to plan better. But definitely like the evening, like early morning, if you can get in
there, yeah,
right when they open, or evenings on the weekdays is like the time to go. Otherwise it is overwhelming. It's like way too many people. I hate when people walk so slow or just like linger in a section and it's like, can you move? Like,
no, seriously.
I need to get where you are.
No, and see, I'm the type of Costco shopper where it's like, okay, I know what are we here for? Like, we're here for something. Well, I was with my mom, and my mom is like, loves to let her know what she needs.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, we need paper towels. We need I'm like, let's go down the list.
Right.
Like, let's move.
Like we have an agenda.
Yeah. No, this lady is like, oh, did you see this? Oh my God, come over here. Let's look at that. I wonder if they have anything new and exciting. And I'm like, of course they do.
Yeah.
Because it's Costco. And this is like the whole, I'm like, no, we don't. But I actually just like didn't say a word and kept my cool and was like, you know what? I'm going to let her have her day.
Yeah.
And I did. But by the end of it, I was like, okay, my tank is on empty. She was like, do you want to go here? Do you want to go there? And I was like, not at all.
Literally cannot.
No. But it was good. But yeah, I actually thought about you because I was like, wow, Kayla loves Costco. And I was like,
I know. Sometimes I wonder like what the people like, they must know that I'm there a few times a week. Like the people who like check your card when you go in, and they're just like, what is her deal?
She's a regular. But you know what? I think that that's actually more common than like we realize, because so many people go to Costco for like different things, like pharmacy, eye doctor.
That's true.
There are people that are there a lot.
Yeah. It's like a one-stop shop.
It is.
We're just there for groceries.
I know.
Times a week.
I'm like, there's some things at Costco that are better than you can't compare it to other places, and it's just like a more convenient way. Yeah. And like paper towels. Have you had to buy like paper towels at a regular store in a long time? It is. The price difference is insane.
Yes. It's crazy. Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Yeah. No, there's definitely, I mean, I think Costco's worth it for sure.
Yeah.
To purchase things like that.
Yeah. 100%.
Bulk items for sure.
Yeah. How was your weekend? Yeah.
Costco was the highlight. Love it.
Literally what?
That's so funny. It was good. We, Adam and I went to see Theo Vaughn's movie, Busboys.
Oh my God. I saw you. Yeah. I saw your story.
Yeah. It was fun. It was funny. It wasn't quite what we were thinking it was going to be, but it was a funny little movie. And then, which was fun to go to the movies, just like to like get out.
Was anybody in the theater with you?
No, literally one other couple.
And that's what I'm saying.
How are theaters staying
open?
Alive?
They're not. They can't be.
I kind of want to look into that. Like, how are they staying
afloat?
Yeah. I don't really understand that. Because, like, no one was there to, like, go see other movies either.
No, like, I know. And every time I'm at the movies, that's how it is.
Yeah, I don't understand. I kind of feel sad almost.
I know. That's what I'm saying. When I went to the movies last, like, I was in the bathroom. I went to the bathroom and I was thinking to myself, like, this is such a weird thing that we're in a, like, because when we were kids, like,
it was so fun and there were so many people who would go. Yeah.
It's so crazy.
Yeah. And we could have, I guess, just waited for it to, like, be on a
streaming platform.
But I was like, it'd be fun to just, like, go to the movie theater.
It is kind of fun. It's kind of like nostalgic of, like, oh, it's an outing. It, like, gets you out of the house. It's something to do. And there are, like, ways that a movie, like, I heard someone talking about this, about how, like, some movies are meant to be watched in a theater because, like, how they translate versus like on a TV, you miss so much.
Yeah.
And that's so fair.
Yeah.
Like,
that makes sense.
But yeah, no, I totally know what you mean.
Yeah.
So well, that's fun. Cute. Yeah.
Yeah. And we're in the process of getting rid of our chicken coop and run, and that, like, saying goodbye to that season of our life.
And how are you feeling about that?
Honestly, so good.
Wait, is the chicken coop gone?
It's gone.
You got rid of it this weekend. Got picked up. Love that.
Yeah. So which is so much work. Going through the process of taking it all down for both of us, for Adam and I, we were like, you know, we put so much time and effort and money into, like, building this thing and doing the whole chicken life thing. And wow, to just, like, tear it all down.
Yeah.
Kind of sucks. But also it was time. So
yeah, well, I'm glad that's over for you. I know it was like,
me too.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm glad.
Yeah.
You're on the other side.
On the other side, it was a good experience that I will never do again.
That is hilarious. And you're like, and no more chickens.
Yeah.
Wow. Yes. Oddly enough, I feel like this is the perfect transition.
Okay.
Into Tradwife talk.
Oh, yeah.
Chickens. Kayla's done with chickens, you guys. You're like, okay, what? No, but before we
that's actually perfect.
Right?
Yeah.
Because it's, like, kind of one of those, it's relative. It's a relevant, like,
I tried out the lifestyle.
And it
was not for me. Wait, can I just say, when I first really got on Instagram, like, maybe 3 years ago or something, it was a little late to the party, but when I started seeing, like, the content that people were posting, which we'll get into in a little bit, but, like, the women in the dresses that are, like, out cleaning their chicken coop and whatever, I was like, the fuck you are. Like, I have chickens. I know what this is like. And no one's doing that on, like, the regular. Maybe you're doing it for, like, an aesthetic video, but, like, that is not realistic. And so that was a fun realization for me. It was like, oh, it looks so cute online, but the reality of it is a little different.
Well, so the thing is chickens poop a lot.
Yeah.
And like,
dust
everywhere and feathers and, like, no, I get it.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Like, no one's doing that in a maxi dress.
No. What? Unless you're getting literal chicken poop all over your dress.
Yeah. Which, fine, if that's what you want to do. But, like, I bought myself a pair of overalls that are disgusting. So, like,
I love that.
Yeah.
But also that's what you would have to do.
Yeah.
I'd be out there, like, fucking, yeah, exactly. And my, like, jeans and my boots and my,
yeah.
So. And my shirt that, you know, has paint all over it and other various things. Yeah. Because it's like, that's my, yeah. No, I get it. That's hilarious. Well, yeah, you learned. Hey.
Yeah.
I like, in my mind, of course, I think I'm like, oh, I want chickens, but do I really? Mm-hmm. That's the question. This is hilarious. I'm gonna be really honest with you and the world right now. So, like, I'm not a pet person, and I, like, honestly, a lot of the time I dissect, like, what's wrong with me, like, because, like, seriously, you guys, I fucking hate. I'm like, wow, I hate animals. No, I don't.
Close your ears, bud.
No, I love you, Burke. I actually love you, and I do love. Like, it's a weird thing. I love animals. I think they're so cool. I love wild animals. Like, I'm outside at night when the bats are coming out, like, watching them fly out. I love all that. Love snakes. Mm-hmm. But I don't want to share a space with any of them.
That's valid. I get it. Yeah.
Or is it crazy? Like, am I a serial killer? Like,
no, I don't think so. I think like if you hated animals, you know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I don't hate them.
Yeah.
No,
but I get it. It is like having a pet, whether it be in your home or chickens or like livestock pets.
Oh my God.
Like it's like a big responsibility, and also just like you always have to think of like taking care of that thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like your life in some ways revolves around that of like, oh, okay, I can't, leave for this amount of time. I have to be back by this time. I have to arrange for like a pet sitter or like all the different things.
It's an investment. No, totally. Yeah. And that part I'm like it's actually less that. It's more like it's more like the space and like I had a dog with my like friend situation for a while. We lived together for like 3 years, I think. And he had a dog, and like sometimes I would just be like, I'd watch him like do something disgusting and then like come and like get in bed and like want to like, and I'd be like, get the fuck out of this bed.
Yeah. No, I understand. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I think it's more of like that stuff. You know what I mean? Like, so honestly, it is, yeah, it's a thing. And also I think they stress me out a little bit because like when something's wrong with a dog or a cat,
yeah,
like I love the human element of like even a baby, you're able to like understand a little bit like something's wrong.
Yeah.
And like when they can talk, they can communicate what hurts, whatever. Yeah. A dog can never talk.
Yeah.
And that stresses me out a little. That's one of the factors.
No, I get it. Yeah. I totally understand. That's valid.
That was a complete tangent, you guys. But anyway, are we doing an I said what I said?
Sure.
Welcome to the most unorganized episode of this show. But honestly, you know what? Yeah, it's good. I
think it's pretty on brand.
I think it's perfect. Yeah. Do you want to go first with the I said what I said? Or do you want me to?
Sure. Mine is, I feel like I could talk a lot about it, but I'll just make it short and sweet. I feel like if you are someone who has taken out a loan for school, you should pay it back. Like, I don't know why that's controversial, but it's apparently controversial.
That's so interesting.
Student loans. You take out a loan.
Yeah.
That's the agreement. Like, it's a loan.
Yes.
Pay it back. I don't. It feels pretty simple.
That's so interesting. I don't know. I don't really understand student loan situation in the sense I've never had to take one out. And in high school, I couldn't take one out. Unfortunately, I mean, hello, let me just level with my privilege for a second. My parents made too much money. Yeah. I didn't actually qualify for student loans.
Yeah.
And so that was one of those things where I was like, I can't even, like now I would qualify, but because I was a dependent, all these things, whatever, how it works. There were years where they were claiming me still. And so like,
different situation
wasn't happening. And so I don't really understand the like interest situation. I understand it's pretty high, right? Like,
I think if you're going through FAFSA, so like the federal student loan, it's just the interest rate, like the federal interest rate is what it goes off of.
Okay.
If you go through like a private loan, it's much higher usually. And so I was thinking recently about, I overheard someone who is a doctor who was talking about how they took out student loans for their schooling. And they were talking about how they have zero plans to pay it back. And if
they're a doctor?
Swear. Zero plans to pay it back. And they have like a plan to flee the freaking country if the government comes after them. And I was not part of the conversation, but I was just listening. I was like, what the hell? Like, you chose to do this. And not only did you choose to do this, you have a career that actually makes money. Not that that's super relevant. Like, I think like you still have to pay back your loans, even if you chose a stupid degree that isn't going to get you a good job. But like, yeah, anyway, I just feel
that's hilarious. Actually, I'm having to, the one thing I can see like in it is like education should be more affordable. And maybe that's what people are like, maybe how they're trying to protest it. I don't know that that's super successful because when you're like, you know, now you're like person of interest going to jail potentially because you didn't pay back your student loans.
Yeah.
And the other thing is like, actually, I had a customer at Starbucks when I lived in LA. He was homeless and he was like probably in his 40s. He was hilarious, real kick in the pants. But he was wanted by the government for not paying back his student loans. Because one day, like, you know, you get to know, like, he was a regular, so like you build relationships with these people. And I don't remember if it was me or my roommate, somebody asked him like, why are you, like, you know, you just start talking and you're like, so why are you homeless? Like, what's the situation? And he was like, oh yeah, like I took my student loans, flew to South America, traveled through South America for like a year or two, had the time of my life, came back to the US, and they were like, he was like, they found me quickly. I don't remember if it was like at the airport or whatever. They were like, hey, you're like, we are supposed to like intercept you or something. And like, you need to go to jail because you like took all this money and traveled. And he was like, oh, I'm not paying that back. And so then like every time he went to get a job, his wages got garnished. He like, you know, all of this stuff, right? Because like, they're going to get their money. They're going to get their fucking money. And so now what he does, and this is my favorite part, he was hilarious, but he was like, yeah, so now I just like sell fake weed to tourists down at Santa Monica Pier. And literally we would just laugh. I was like, no, you don't. He's like, yeah, they're so dumb. Like, that's weed is so legal funny in this fucking state. Go to a dispensary. He's like, no, people are still like, do you know where I can get weed? And or I'll just like find a bunch of, you know, college kids and be like, you guys want to buy some weed? And it's oregano.
That is the best thing ever.
And I literally shout out to him. Yeah, I know. I think about him every once in a while. I'm like, wonder how he's doing. Is he still just down at the pier?
Made a little career for himself.
He did. He's hustling. He's, you know what? He's pursuing the American dream. Okay. And that is what he's doing. Like he's, you know, but no, his mom lived in LA and thus like near our Starbucks. And so that's why I would see him all the time. But it just made me think of that because I was like, he'd go to her house to watch football and like hang out and, you know, check in. And one time he had like his bangs were really bothering him. His hair got too long. So he just like cut them and he looked insane. Like he actually looked insane. And we were like, whoa, buddy, what's going on? And the next day he came back completely bald because his mom was like, sit down, I'm shaving your head. You look fucking crazy. You're not
a toddler.
No, literally she's like, you're not coming up into my house looking like this.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. It was hilarious. And he, I mean, like I said, in his 40s, he's not paying those loans back.
He's committed.
He will. But that's that made me think of that because like some people really are just like committed. Like you said, this person's fleeing the country.
Like they have a plan, and I'm like, what?
Can I ask? Was this a real person, like in real life?
This was a real person in real life. Yeah. I don't know them personally, but you were just like
an earshot
situation. I was in where I was like, what? Yeah. Real story, real person, real life. Yeah.
That's crazy.
And I was like, that's interesting.
Well, that's actually insane. But good for them.
Yeah.
And honestly, yeah. So I love that. I love your I said what I said.
Thanks. What's yours?
Okay, you guys, mine's hilarious. If I do say so myself. There is absolutely no reason anywhere at all on the planet for a person to honk their horn. Okay. And I'm going to tell you why. I suppose there's maybe like a couple caveats to this. Like, oh, hey, you're about to hit my car, honk. Don't hit me with your vehicle.
Yeah.
Or, hey, get out of the way. But if you're just honking
for fun
or honking to like, because you're mad at somebody,
yeah.
honking to get someone's attention, just like honking.
Yeah.
Honestly, fuck off. I don't know what it is. That is one that my mom has been honking lately so much. I've been in the car and every time like I'm looking at something, I'm doing something, every time she does it, it is the most startling, jarring experience of my life.
Why does she do it? Just
like, she's like, I was saying hi to who?
I was saying hi. It's so cute.
No. So anyway, yeah, just don't honk. Like, why are we honking? There's so much noise. I think what it is like it's overstimulation. And then honking is like a very specific, intense noise. And that overstimulates me in a different way. And then it's just like automatic tense up. I feel like we're about to get in a car wreck or die or something.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
So anyway, is
a honk should be reserved for emergencies?
100%.
Yeah. That's fair. Yeah. I don't find myself honking very often unless it's like, I think the last time I honked was on the bridge and someone was literally in my lane passing, coming toward me and barely, made it. And I was like, okay, this feels like it deserves a honk.
and that does deserve it. Like, okay, exactly. That's a great example of a situation that deserves a honk.
Yes.
Because that's terrifying.
Yeah.
But if it's just like, oh, I drove by my friend's house, honk, honk. Honestly, no. You're disrupting an entire neighborhood. For what?
Yeah. I understand. I understand what you mean.
It's so unhinged and actually like such a silly thing, but we just need to stop honking. Yeah. I said what I said.
Amazing.
Okay, well now after that like 20-minute, I don't even know, intro, you guys, today's topic. We're going to get into it. I'm going to give this man a minute to settle. Today's topic, we are going to be unpacking a little bit of this trad wife situation. I don't know. What did we label it in here?
Yeah, we're going to look at trad wives on the internet on social media.
Yeah.
And two of them, which I guess maybe if people don't know what trad wife is, it's like traditional wife, like trad wife is what that means.
Yeah, I feel like it's like a trendy term that's like been used to describe a certain type of influencer, I guess, who is doing more like, instead of like our traditional influencer, which would be like, I guess, like your younger, I'm like, whoa, what is a traditional influencer? Because like in my mind, I guess it's the Kardashians. They're like the OG influencers, but now they're like older, so it's like different context. But like, the girlies online who are like, look at my exciting life. They're doing events. They're going to Coachella. They're doing these things. Trad wives are influencers who are like showing you how they take care of their kids, like what they do. They're baking bread. And this is what we're seeing online. We don't actually know what they're doing at all, but
yeah,
the version we see is like,
that's the content they're making, is like,
cooking.
Yeah. My little homestead, if that's part of it, or big farm, if that's part of it, kiddos, homeschooling.
Yes.
The dresses, the whole thing.
Yes.
Absolutely. There's a whole image associated with it. So we just wanted to kind of dissect what this whole culture looks like and kind of the backlash that they get online, I think, or the criticism that they get from other people.
Yeah. So we're going to talk a little bit about just some different elements of this and kind of the cultural feedback around it, I think, is something that was interesting to both of us, because like I think that there's like a division in understanding what actually like influencers are in general. And like we think that we're seeing like the real life of these people. And there's a lot of discourse online about how somehow trad wife influencers are like a threat to, or like maybe causing harm to women who choose to work, because it's like perpetuating a problematic narrative, et cetera, et cetera. And this is one that's always really interesting to me, because I feel like there's a piece of me that totally loves, like, I mean, I'm like, my life goal is to be a trad wife to a degree, minus the wife part, lol. But it's just always been really interesting to me, because there's discourse around like these things, and specifically around two women seem to really get the brunt of it online, being Ballerina Farm and Nara Smith. So yeah, we are going to just kind of dive into this.
I think recently it feels like it's getting, like the noise is getting louder maybe the last few months online regarding these two accounts specifically, or these two influencers specifically. And it is interesting because the hate for it seems to be coming from a place of like I don't know if this is fully accurate, but almost like a threat to women's like independence and liberation and the ability to be in the workforce and like all the amazing freedoms that women have.
Right.
Which is amazing, but that's the point that you were making, is like, can both of these things exist, where it's like we can still have these women who are choosing to like be in the workplace and maybe be single or not have children or like not live that lifestyle.
Right.
And we can still have these people who are choosing to be in a more traditional,
right.
And that word might even feel a little triggering for people, but like a more traditional, like, oh, I want to, you know, be the wife and have the kids and homeschool and like make things from scratch and all those things.
Totally.
Like, can we not have both of those things? Like, can women not be okay with both of those things existing on kind of like a continuum even?
Right. Yes, because here's the thing is like why does one mean that the other is threatened or vice versa? And I think it's really interesting, like as a woman who I feel like it is a continuum, because like if I have children, I'm going to homeschool them. There's certain things I know I want to do and like would do. And I would say they fall under the trad wife vibes, but then also like there are other things about me that are completely like, I would say that fall under the like more, I don't know. I don't even know what to call it.
I know.
Like modern woman. Like, I don't even know, because it's, to me, I don't even know.
Yeah.
But one thing that was coming to mind when you were saying that is like, isn't it interesting how, like, from my understanding, the whole entire point of a lot of like, dare I say this, you guys, I'm going to go in for a second. Thoughts and prayers be with me, because holy shit. But like, isn't the point of feminism that women have a right to choose what they want and choose the life they want and have access? If you want to be the girl boss, you can be the girl boss. If you want to be the stay-at-home mom, you can be the stay-at-home mom. If you want to run an empire, you can do that. If you want to just work a normal ass job and just be like a regular girl, you can do that. And like, that's the point, is that there's room for all of us at the table, and one doesn't cancel the other out. And the woman who wants to, you know, be married and have a bunch of kids has the right to choose that. And the woman who doesn't want that has the right to choose that. And like, in my mind, as women, even if we don't understand it because it's not our truth, doesn't mean we shouldn't celebrate a woman's choice.
Yeah.
Because like, and I totally understand, like, this is like where it gets into gray area online. And like the sticky parts of this is like, well, are women choosing this? Like, why are they choosing this? It like goes so deep and it gets really heady, I feel like. But like at the end of the day, we have women who are choosing these things.
Yeah.
So how do we, like, I guess we're going to create a dialogue today around these things to maybe unpack a little bit of like, wait a second, why are we approaching each other like this? And does this even make sense?
Right. One of the things that I saw when I was just like doing my little TikTok research was with Ballerina Farms, and in particular, it's been interesting. I think over the last couple of years, her account has become really big.
Yeah.
And for those who don't know, she and her husband have like a huge farm. It's like a huge brand, like Ballerina Farm. It's a huge brand.
Yeah.
and they're very successful people. And they also have like 9 kids.
I think they have 9 kids now.
So a couple of years ago, they had a journalist come into their home to do like an interview, and it was supposed to be like just capturing what their life is like. And it ended up being kind of like this hit piece on them that was just like so demoralizing and attacking their whole family, and also framing it as she is basically being like oppressed, and
like enslaved
in this life by her husband and being forced to abandon her dreams as a ballerina, as a young woman. And now she has all these kids and like none of this is her choice, which is really, I think, an interesting assumption to make. Like it just feels like there's so much projection there of like your own wounding or whatever is there is being projected heavily onto a complete stranger who happens to share her life on the internet. Where it's like, well, why are we taking away her agency? Why would we why would we pretend like she doesn't have a choice in this? Like this was all forced upon her.
Right.
Why are we like making up this whole story about this woman? And I don't know if Nara Smith, is that
yes, yes,
has the same, I don't know if that's the same kind of messaging behind that too, of like this was forced on her. And but it just seems weird to me that we're like creating a whole narrative and we don't know.
No, totally. Similar narrative on Nara, and we'll get into that. But we don't know. And what's interesting too about it, I think, is this idea of like, okay, so like say a woman is like, you know what, I want to have a bunch of kids and I want to make things from scratch and I want to live this lifestyle, right? And she does that. And then at some point in that journey, she's like, well, actually, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to go back to work and I want to go back to school and I want to whatever.
Yeah.
And she decides to do that. Yeah. Like, does that mean that what she originally did wasn't true, or it just changed over time because that's how life works? And vice versa. Maybe you were the girl who like went and got the career you were like climbing the corporate ladder through your 20s and early 30s or whatever. And then at one point you're like, I'm actually ready to like come home and do this now.
Yeah.
Like that's the part of it that's so interesting to me is like, why is it one or the other? And why are we like boxing women in so hard to this that it's like, then if they do change their mind, it's like they're trapped or we're projecting a lot onto people. And I also think like the article that was written about Ballerina Farm was super problematic because I think it would have been different if it was approached to the Nealmans, which her husband, I don't know his name. Daniel, Hannah and Daniel Nealman. That's Ballerina Farm. They were approached like definitely from the guise of like, we want to like show the world that it is this different thing. And then the article that was written was like definitely like speaking to the other side. And so it almost felt like really yucky.
Yeah.
Because it was like a manipulation of sorts.
Yeah.
And one thing I feel like is so important about like these people is they're so rich. His dad owns the company JetBlue.
Yeah.
Like they have so much money.
Yeah.
So their scope of the reality, like if she decided she didn't want to be Ballerina Farm tomorrow and like they were going to invest all of their money into something else, it would be no problem.
Yeah. They could do it.
Yeah. They would be good to go, guys. They're not like, it's not like a matter of financial agency or like she's trapped. She doesn't have her own, like she has, they got money. Like they're good. She's good.
Yeah.
Not to mention the money that Ballerina Farm has generated from social media, from products, etc. So like they're doing fine. And so when we talk about that element, I think that's like the most important part of the conversation because it is a factor of money. Like that lifestyle is a lot different for someone who's socioeconomically doing really well versus like if you are living in poverty and you're forced to make certain sacrifices or like you have to stay home because you can't afford childcare, you can't afford this or whatever. Okay, that's a different conversation though.
Yeah.
And I think that like one of the things about that, and this is kind of on our list, is like, it makes it look easy.
Yeah, which isn't necessarily true. And I think that's the hard part about being a consumer on social media is when I was listening to some of these like TikTok videos that were kind of they're like, oh, Ballerina Farm is a scam. And it's like, well, what do you mean? Is that because you thought this was like 100% real life? Like there's just hidden cameras everywhere and this is just like their life? No, she's getting out her phone to record whatever to record.
Yes.
It's staged. It's like you're doing something that's so curated because this is her business. Her social media account is her business promotion.
100%.
Like being able to promote and market her business, which is doing very well. And so part of that is showing this version of life. It's almost like a character in some ways. And not to say that's not who she is. I don't know who she is, but it's probably a big part of who she is like this trad wife persona, right? But there's also probably other parts to her and all of that. But what you're showing on social media is such a curated version of life. You're not showing your kids having meltdowns and tantrums and your kitchen as a complete disaster because you're cooking everything from scratch and,
right,
you know, just all the like messy parts of life that don't perform well on social media. What performs well on social media is having these kind of like controversial and also very clean aesthetics.
Like curated moments.
Yes.
100%.
Yeah. And she's done very well at that.
Yeah.
And so I guess like as a consumer on social media, I have a hard time almost relating to the concept of like, this is a scam. Like, did you look at this as if it's real life? Like we don't do that when it comes to reality TV. We don't watch reality TV and think like, oh yeah, this is exactly how they live their life. No, we know it's curated.
100%. And, you know, you and I were kind of talking about this before we started this episode is like this element of it where it's like also such a niche reality. Mm-hmm. I think like dare I say, I think part of the reason that the like discourse on the internet toward like Nara Smith and Ballerina Farm is so negative is that they're actually like really wealthy women. Like they're actually in a complete socioeconomic like in a complete different socioeconomic like lifestyle than the majority of Americans or people in general. And the thing is like, we don't look at Real Housewives and have the same frustration because we know these women are like living a different life. It's like a different sector of reality, but maybe what the part about like the trad wife thing that is getting misconstrued is that like there's almost like the guise of like it's simpler living, it's it's more like down to earth or whatever. It's like more like American dream-ish or whatever. I'm not saying that's what it is, but that's maybe like why people get mad about it is like, oh, well, like they're saying this thing is, or they're glamorizing this lifestyle when in all actuality, they do have a ton of money to support that lifestyle. Because let's be real, like having all of that stuff costs a lot of fucking money. Having chickens, Ballerina Farm has a full on dairy farm. Yeah. Like that's expensive.
It's
that's
like a
insane.
huge operation.
Yes. And having that many kids, that's expensive. Like having all the land they live on, taking the trips that they take. I mean, they went to like France for like 2 months to take a cooking class and brought all their kids, had childcare for their kids, stayed in a, you know, like villa. Yeah. Guys, I'm sorry. People aren't fucking doing that. Yeah. Unless they have a ton of money. Yeah. And so I think maybe that might be where some of this like frustration or like confusion comes from is like it's maybe dressed up of like a more attainable thing when really actually it's no different than Real Housewives in the sense that the money matches, right? Like they are rich and they do have access and resources that like your average Joe doesn't have because of the like literally, hey, guess what? Because of money. Yeah. What?
Yeah, no, for sure. That's what it boils down to in a lot of ways. I think that makes sense in terms of, I feel like the way that we view social media is like this is supposed to be a really like raw, authentic version. And I actually think that's kind of how social media started was people showing up and they were just like, you know, being themselves. And it was very basic, very simple. Now it's very different because people have been able to monetize social media, which is great in a lot of ways because it's an opportunity for people to make money or market their business. for free without having to like rely on external things to do that for you. So there's a lot of great things in that. But when that happens, I think that's when we start to see these people, it becomes more performative.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think if you just realize that's the reality of it, it feels less like shocking.
Yes.
You know, but if you still are viewing social media as like, oh, everyone's just showing up in like a really simple, authentic way, then I guess I could see where it's like, oh my God, this is a scam.
Right.
You know?
I see that. But also like use your critical thinking skills, you guys.
For sure.
No, literally. Because it's kind of crazy that like, I mean, the discourse online toward these women is like really crazy. And it's also like harmful to a degree. Because the thing I struggle with it is like women, this is something we've kind of explored off the mic. And I think we've been like hesitant maybe in ways, tell me where I'm wrong, to like explore this on the mic for people to consume because we know that it is controversial and like this can get into like sticky territory. But like the way that women are willing to like fight each other instead of like the systems that maybe like if we want to make lasting change or whatever, like, okay, it's not the woman's fault, it's the system's fault. And also, like I said, like the whole feminism thing, like being, if you want to do that, do that. And if you don't want to do that, don't do that. But you get to choose.
Yeah, instead of tearing the other woman down. I'm thinking about, this is old news, but like last year or something, Hannah from Ballerina Farm was competing in like Miss Universe or Miss America or something like that, competing in some sort of a thing. And she had just given birth like a couple weeks prior, and the internet was just going crazy, tearing her down. And why? Like, if that's her choice, you don't have to relate to it. You don't have to like be in that same position. You don't have to make that same choice. But like, if that is something that she wanted to do for whatever reason, whatever it was fulfilling for her, like, why do we need to publicly tear someone down for making that choice?
No, I know.
I can look at it from an outside view and be like, yeah, I mean, I feel like maybe you could use some rest. I don't know. But also like maybe she's feeling up for it. Maybe she like wants to like feel like this part of herself again, or it's something that was fun and exciting, or like something new to look forward to. Like, who knows? It's not our business.
Totally. No, totally. Absolutely. And what's the difference between a woman who chooses to do that and a woman who is going right back to work after birth?
Yeah.
Right. That's her job. Like this is the job she's chosen.
Yeah.
And like it is really interesting. I remember that. And right now, so she just had another baby, and they actually kept this pregnancy completely a secret.
Mm-hmm.
And I wonder why. I think it's because they get so much backlash for everything that they do. But it's just interesting that we like form these opinions based on, I think, what's true for us and assume that the rest of the world should follow suit when, and that's like with the whole human race.
Yeah.
When that's actually not what being human is. It's like so nuanced. It's so diverse. What's true for one, like, could that be me? Hell no. After I have a baby, good night. Goodbye. I'm not going to see you for a long time. I'm going to be hibernating.
Yeah.
Maybe for a long time. We don't know. But if a woman, for someone else, if they're like, actually, I want to do this, or I have to go back to work because financials or whatever. Okay. Like, and I think that that's like an interesting part of the conversation in this is like women celebrating women instead of being against each other.
Yeah.
And it's really similar with Nara Smith. Here's what's different about Nara Smith. I actually don't know how old Ballerina Farm is. I don't know how old her and her husband are. I think Daniel's in his 40s, and I think Hannah's probably in her 30s.
Mm-hmm.
Lucky, Blue Smith, and Nara Smith are very young. Like Nara's like 22.
Oh, wow.
Or 23.
Yeah.
They have 4 or 5 kids.
Wow.
Her and Lucky got married when she was 19.
Mm-hmm.
And so maybe she's 23. I don't know this. You guys, oh my God, don't fact check me.
She's in her early 20s.
She's in her fucking early 20s. And I think Lucky's a little older, maybe like he's like 27 or 28.
Mm-hmm.
And this is my favorite about them. I find them to be a little bit fascinating because, again, we have two people from incredibly like privileged lifestyles who we have decided are like perpetuating maybe unhealthy narratives about like what women should do and what women should be and being stay at home, being a trad wife, when they actually are two models who met doing runway fashion, fell in love, got married, had a baby right away. And now there's this narrative that like she's perpetuating something bad by like cooking from scratch and doing these certain things online and like making it look a certain way, all the while wearing
just absurd outfit, like beautiful dresses, like
clothes that cost 30 grand.
Yeah.
Babe, please, you guys.
No one's doing that. That's not.
No one's doing that.
It's literally for show. It's her brand.
It's her brand. And she has said this. Like, she has gone on interviews or been in like she was on I think she might have been on the Jay Shetty podcast talking about this, about how essentially she's like, everyone says I'm like this, perpetuating these things about women who don't work and staying at home and whatever. She's like, what is being seen in a TikTok video is snippets of the 4 hours it's taking me to make this meal in a dress that a company contacted me and said, will you wear this dress next time you make a meal? Yeah. And she's like, it's actually the opposite. I am a full-time working mother and woman. I actually am a girl boss. And she has a bunch of different brands. She, you know, again, comes from a very privileged situation. So I think that that's where maybe we can, and like you said, like that's maybe where the confusion comes in, or the like situation of judgment, because maybe I can see how people think like, oh, is this attainable for me as a 23-year-old? Well, how much money, you know what I mean? Like it's attainable for her because of generational wealth and this and that and connections and already having a career and all of that, as to where like for your average Joe, that is going to be a lot harder.
Yeah. It's not going to be the same like easy path to get there.
Exactly.
Yeah. I just keep going back to the same thought of like, this is a brand for people. Like, and that's what it comes down to, is like, this is their business. It's like, you made the point of this, making a meal like this and having to film every single step and then edit the whole process and do the voiceover, and like she uses like a very curated voice. That's, and so that people, I think I saw comments that were like talking about how it almost feels like a brainwashed cult like voice of like being so soothing and calm and whatever. And it's like, this is literally her brand. This is how she's become so successful, is doing the same thing over and over and having like a certain look and aesthetic and video style and wearing these absurd dresses that are beautiful and fun and whatever. Like, this is not real life. Yeah,
it's not real life. It is just like anything else.
Well, it's her real life in terms of her business.
No, totally.
But,
but it is not like, do we think that like on a night when like it's been a rough day and whatever, that's what the house is like, or that like her and no, like there's a like you said, like at the beginning of this, right? We don't put the tantrum on TikTok. We don't put because if we did, oh my God, can you imagine the comments being like, I can't believe you're filming your kid doing that. You're such a bad parent. Like, it would just be the same shit in a different font.
Yeah.
And like about a different thing. You know what I mean? I think that like, honestly, like when people are chronically online, they just have so much to say and like form all these opinions about people. And I think that's actually the problematic thing, is like, it's not what the woman is doing. It's not that Hannah, you know, isn't a ballerina dancer and has a farm now and a bunch of kids. That's not the problem. The problem is like we're consuming it, forming opinions, and then thinking that we like should comment, share, and project our opinions based on that not being our reality or disagreeing with it in some way. And I can understand I can understand as a parent looking at something like that and being concerned about maybe what your teenage daughter is consuming, or like what is it saying for young girls. I can understand that side of it, but that's with anything. That's with the girl doing OnlyFans that my daughter's seeing and, you know, is thinking like, oh, that's what I'll do to get my bag. Or the woman who's, you know, whatever, insert thing here. I think that's just speaks to a greater thing of teenagers don't really belong on the internet, right?
Yeah.
And that's like a whole other thing. But the narrative that this is like dangerous, we're grooming women into submission, oppression, and enslavement is kind of crazy.
Yeah. It just feels like such a stretch to me. Not that there aren't cases like that.
Totally.
I'm sure there are. But for us to like make those assumptions with like complete strangers online just feels so strange to me, because it literally feels like it's coming from a place of projection. Like whatever it is that you're dealing with in that regard, like with the image of a trad wife, that's on you to work through and to deal with. Because why are we taking away someone's agency, a woman's agency, because she chose this life? Like, this is a woman saying like, no, I actually want to be the wife, I want to have the kids, I want to do this whole, you know, trad wife life.
Right.
Like, that's okay. The
is.
article about Ballerina Farms was like, took the approach of she had to like completely abandon her dreams for her whole life. Like, she was at Juilliard and was becoming a ballerina and whatever, had this whole like career as a dancer or whatever, and had to like abandon all of that and sacrifice so much to keep having kids for her husband. And it's like, well, don't we all have dreams when we're like young, and then things naturally evolve, whether you have kids or a spouse or not? Like, life naturally evolves and like our dreams change. Like you mentioned, like, do we really have to be put in a box forever?
Right.
Can we not change
our minds? Like, and Hannah has commented on that. Like, after the article came out, she really like, she got on the old internet to address that, because she was like, that's actually not what happened at all. And also like, it's a huge bummer that like this is how it's being spun, because, and she explained like very, you know, she explains the story, and I'm not even going to try to regurgitate it because I don't really remember. It's been a while since I like watched the video, but like, she wanted to be a mom and she made that choice. And you know, I think that like it gets sticky when we are there plenty of reasons and evidence and all these things to like put a lot of this on men in the whole world, culturally, societally? Yes. But do we need to do that every time? Absolutely not. And if someone has stated that like, no, that's not my reality, why can't we just accept that? And like, why do we have to be convinced that like they're, you know, like, why is it so important to us to be like, no, there's no way, she's miserable and I just know it? What?
No, and I think that goes for anything, like outside of this trad wife conversation. Like, why do we feel like we have to do that for any circumstance that someone's in that we can't relate to or that we don't want for ourselves?
Right.
Like, we don't have to like agree with it, but we can just accept that like that's the choice that they made. That's the path that they're choosing to walk.
No, totally. And what's interesting is like something that's coming to mind about everything you said too is like, so what's the difference between that online and like a girl who or a guy who is like glamorizing being a YouTuber or glamorizing being a, you know, a sugar baby or like a LA party girl? And why do we have one problem? Why do we have more of a problem with like someone building a family and like nurturing people than the opposite? And I'm not saying either is right or wrong. I'm just saying it's curious. It's a curious conversation, you know, because it's like, well, what? You know, I don't know. It is really interesting. One thing about, you know, Nara Smith is really young and so is Lucky. But one thing about them that's interesting is like, I think that some of the controversy around them is that they're Mormon ? I don't even know if that's true.
I think Ballerina Farm is too, like the family is.
Okay, so like they're Mormon. Yeah, they are too. But I actually don't know if Nara and Lucky are Mormon anymore. Like they don't seem very Mormon to me. But neither do
the Mormon wives, the secret lives of
Mormon wives.
Yeah.
And also, like, half of them are not Mormon anymore. Like, they're on the show literally being like, yeah, I quit Mormonism. Yeah, I've been excommunicated from the church, which is hilarious because I'm like, you guys, this show shouldn't be called The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives anymore.
It's time for a rebrand.
No, literally, I'm like, this is not even about Mormonism. It's about mom talk. But yeah, so I think that maybe that's like some of where the like beef comes from. But also, yeah, it's curious. The live and let live of it all. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an interesting topic. I think we just wanted to kind of
explore.
Offer, a little perspective, explore just all the controversy around it and like,
yeah,
you know, maybe what we can do instead is just like be kind.
Yeah, for sure. And also like just recognize too, I think it's important to recognize like all the energy we give these things that like contribute to like division or all like why we care so much about like what celebrities are doing with their time. Because at the end of the day, influencers are celebrities, right? Like, in the modern world, that's being a celebrity.
Yeah.
And so like, imagine if we invested half of that into just like curating a life we love and not giving a fuck about what other people are doing. What would change for us? And then would we care so much if someone was doing something different than us? And how is that different than, you know, like the fight of, well, just because somebody lives differently, loves differently, exists differently, doesn't make it wrong. It's a two-way street.
It is. Yeah.
It's a two-way street, which I mean, like, I feel like we did good at like not getting too crazy controversial in this, but I feel like, we could get controversial in this, you know, in ways because it is like, this is an interesting conversation because it like speaks to something greater in the world.
Yeah. Maybe we'll have to have a part 2 at some point.
Yeah. We'll see. I'm terrified of the internet. Like, they scare me.
The comments and just the people out there.
Yeah. Yeah. And like, you just never know when something you say can get taken out of context. And that's like honestly, we're so brave. Wow.
I know. I think sometimes that doesn't fully hit me until we start getting comments and I'm like, oh, interesting perspective. Oh, you take issue with this? What?
No, totally.
Yeah. Well, amazing. Thanks for listening, and be sure to follow and like and comment and all the things on all our social media, and we'll see you next week.